Okay. All right. My name is Jody Osborne, and I am the arts manager for the city of Upper Arlington. So I'm going to go over this presentation to give more details on applying for Upper Arlington events and exhibits with the Cultural Arts Division. Before we get started into how to apply, I'd like to go over Cultural Arts Division's mission and vision. So the Cultural Arts Division, we provide and promote a diverse, lively, and welcoming arts environment that enriches the lives of all. And then our vision is a future where art is integrated throughout the community, diverse in medium and content, and accessible to all residents and visitors of Upper Arlington. This is an overview of the opportunities within the Cultural Arts Division. So we have various events throughout the year that are open for different opportunities for people to apply. So we have the Music in the Parks, Arts on Arlington, Labor Day Arts Festival, Concourse Gallery, and the Arlington Gallery. We're going to go into more detail about each of those and the different opportunities for those events. Music in the Parks brings a diverse and accessible summer concert series to Upper Arlington that provides a space for families and friends to come together to share performing art and culture experiences. These concerts are held on Thursday evenings in June and July. This year, they're located at Study 95 Park, Thompson Park, and Mallway Park. We plan to have food trucks at each event. Typically, we have about 50 bands apply to perform at this series every year. And a jury of staff and community members meet to score and select bands to perform, bringing the community the best in live music. So these are the goals of our Music in the Parks summer concert series. So our goals: bring a diverse and accessible summer concert series to Upper Arlington that appeals to the interests of the community, unite people of differing experiences, and promote understanding across cultural boundaries through music, provide a welcoming space in Upper Arlington for families and friends to come together to share performing art and culture experiences, and then demonstrate the city's commitment to the performing arts. And these goals were developed with staff and also with our Cultural Arts Commission for these events. So the two opportunities for Music in the Parks are for performing artists and then food vendors as well. So as I said before, performing artists, we typically have about 50 bands that apply for this event. And we try to reach a wide variety of bands to get the word out and get them to apply to our series. There's no application fee to apply as a performing artist. Applications open mid-November. So we just had our applications open the end of last year, and then the deadline is early January. The reason this deadline is so early is to meet print deadlines for our spring and summer activity guide. And then the review of all the applicants happens in mid-January, and then we make selections very quickly by early February. And not only do we select performers for Music in the Parks, but we also select performers for Labor Day Arts Festival at this time as well. So the applications go out to all the jurors. This year we had 5 or 6 jurors that included staff members, community members, and cultural arts commissioners that reviewed the applications. And we had several members on the jury that have extensive performing arts backgrounds as well. So same for the food vendors. There's no application fee to apply to be a food vendor at this event. There is a fee for food vendors to participate in the event. So we ask for a $50 fee for each concert that the food vendors are selected for. Again, applications open mid-November, and then the deadline for food trucks is a little bit later in February. And then we typically make the selections by March for food vendors for both the Music in the Parks and the Labor Day Arts Festival. Food vendors must be completely self-contained, and we do not provide electric at our events or water, so they really do have to be self-sustainable within their unit there. We typically get less food trucks that apply. So we like to find events for each of the food trucks that apply as long as they fit within the criteria of what we're needing for the event. A new event this year to wrap up the Music in the Park Summer Concert Series is Arts on Arlington. So this event is held on Thursday, July 28th from 6 to 9 p.m. So in addition to live music, this event will feature Upper Arlington artists, community groups, and highlight Mallway businesses. Arlington Avenue will be lined with booths, while Mallway Park will become a space where attendees can relax, they can grab some food, a beverage, and enjoy the live music there after visiting the artist booths. So we'll go into the opportunities for this event. These are the goals. So really the primary goal for this is supporting Upper Arlington artists and highlighting the creativity and talent in UA. We really wanted an event that celebrated Upper Arlington and also supported the Mallway businesses. We want to connect the community to local community organizations as well and create a welcoming environment for all, providing an event where the neighborhood can gather and enjoy diverse art, music, and a variety of food and beverages. And then celebrate both visual and performing arts. So the opportunities for this event, there's several opportunities. So the first opportunity is for art and craft vendors. So we're looking for artists and artisans as well as businesses that sell handmade products. The applications are just now opening. We actually opened them a couple days early. So today is April 12th. They open on April 15th. And the deadline for applications are May 27th. We have 25 booth spaces available for Upper Arlington artists and artisans. And acceptance is just on a first come, first served basis. So we do not have a jury process for this. We really, as long as these artists and artisans or businesses fulfill the criteria for the event, they'll be accepted and welcomed to exhibit in Arts on Arlington. We've already selected our performing artists for this event as well. The two bands, Red Healer and Urban Jazz Coalition, were selected during that jury process that happened back in January to select our performing artists for Music in the Parks and Labor Day Arts Festival. Same for food vendors, same as the Music in the Parks process. So mid-November for applications, and then deadline February and selections in March. Again, no electric or water provided for this event. And then we do charge that $50 fee, similar to what we do for Music in the Parks, for vendors to participate in each event. And then additionally for this event, we welcome any Upper Arlington-based nonprofit organization to participate. We really want to highlight all the resources that we have here in UA. There's no application fee for organizations to apply. And there is just a small booth fee of $25. So that gets the organization a 10 by 10 booth space. The organization would provide their own tent, table, chair for the event. And the deadline to apply is May 27th. We have about 10 spots available for community booths. So we're hoping to get a lot of community organizations to participate in the event. I reviewed a couple of these, but the criteria for the artist applications, the artist has to live or work in Upper Arlington to apply. And then again, any business in Upper Arlington that sells handmade product can apply as well. All artwork must be original, handcrafted. Buy, sell kits, imports, commercial, and mass-produced items will not be accepted. Artisans must have a transient vendor license from the state of Ohio. It's fairly easy to acquire that, and on our application, we do give information on how to acquire that license. And then vendors are responsible for their own 10 by 10 tents, tables, chairs, displays for their artwork. And then the tents, this is going to be on pavement on Arlington Avenue. As I mentioned before, so the tents have to be anchored by at least 25 pounds on each leg. So it's 100 pounds total to hold down the tent. We want to make sure that we're having a safe event and that those tents are secure. For artists, there's a $50 booth space fee, and that fee is due upon completion of the application. So as artists complete the application, we ask general questions, ask for an artist statement, ask for 3 images of their work in a booth space. After they submit the application on a Viewpoint, which is the application system, they'll be asked to process payment at that time. A few additional criteria for the artists. Displays and merchandise must stay within the assigned 10 by 10 space. As I mentioned before, no electricity is provided for this event. No more than 2 artists may share 1 booth space. And then the artist, artisan, or business owner representative should be present for the entire event. What makes these events special and a really great events is that attendees can have that face-to-face interaction with the artist or artisan that creates the product that they're purchasing. And then we just ask that the vendors have enough product to support all the open hours of the event. And then we ask that they stay open for the entire event, so from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. And then we do also have additional opportunity for artists if they feel like they don't have enough product to support the event. We are currently working with mall-way businesses to partner artists with businesses to display their artwork the week of the event. There's not an application process for that. That those artists would just need to reach out to me by phone or email, and I'll give that information at the end of the presentation. Right, so our biggest art event during the year is the Upper Arlington Labor Day Arts Festival. So this event shares the arts with the community and region within a beautiful park setting. We attract more than 20,000 visitors to Northern Park for this event. And we have about 120 artists that exhibit at this event, as well as live music, hands-on art activities for children and adults. And then we have food vendors at this event as well. A little bit of history about the Upper Arlington Labor Day Arts Festival. So it was first held in 1966, and it was organized by local artists, including Don Dodrell. And it was held in parks like Miller Park and the Mallway. And then the art show moved to the parking lot of the Municipal Services Center on Tremont Road, as you can see in this photograph. This is in the parking lot of the MSC, where artists would just set up their artwork and have a great event. In 1986, it was moved to Northern Park, its current location. And then the Cultural Arts Division took over the event of running and organizing the event in 1983. Oh, it's definitely grown in size since it originated in 1966. The Labor Day Arts Festival is Monday, Labor Day, September 5th of 2022, and it runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Northern Park. So the goals of Labor Day Arts Festival, we want to provide a sustainable event that attracts a wide range of people from Upper Arlington and surrounding areas. We want to enhance the quality of life of Upper Arlington residents and attendees by creating a fun, free, and inclusive experience. We want to support artists through exposure and sales of their high quality and diverse art forms, and then demonstrate the city's commitment to the arts in all its forms while fostering and encouraging creativity in children and adults. So there's several opportunities with the Labor Day Arts Festival, the main one being an exhibiting artist. Artist applications are done through a separate application process. All the other applications that I've talked about so far have been through Viewpoint. With the artist applications, those are done through what's called Zapplication. It's a website called Zapplication. It's a very user-friendly and easy application system to use, and it's primarily used for art festivals for artists to apply. So there is a $30 application fee for artists to apply to the Labor Day Arts Festival. We typically have around 250 to 300 artists that apply every year. This show really is for established artists that have exhibited in festivals before. It's a very high-end festival, and it's a juried festival, which I'll talk about what jury means in the next slide. 120 artists are selected from that 250 to 300 applicants. The booth fee to exhibit, if invited to the event, is $150 for a 10 by 10 booth space. There's options for a double booth space, and there's options to rent a tent as well at different rates. Artists average sales around $3,000. That is from 2021's artist evaluation form. That was the average that artists reported selling at this one-day event, which is incredible. So as you can see, the booth space fee is a very small portion of the potential sales for the day of the event. Applications for this do open very early. So we opened that in December. So this past December, we opened the applications, and then artists have until mid-February to apply. And then the jury happens mid-March. And then we inform the artists whether they've been invited or on a wait list or not invited in mid-April. As I talked about before, we select the performing artist at the same time as we select the performing artists for Music in the Parks. Same process for that. Same for food vendors. There is a $250 fee for food vendors to participate in this event versus the $50 fee for the Music in the Parks and Arts on Arlington. And the reason for this is it's an all-day event, and we have 20,000 people that attend. So our food trucks are always very busy at this event. And then we have opportunities for community booths to participate in our Labor Day Arts Festival as well. These community booths do have to be nonprofit organizations. There's no application fee to apply. We do accept Upper Arlington nonprofits as well as the surrounding area nonprofits. We give a discount to our UA nonprofits of $25 discount. So it's $25 or $75 for a UA-based nonprofit and $100 for an organization outside of UA. The deadline to apply to participate as a community booth is May 31st. And the organization must provide their own tent. For this, we do provide table and chairs at the Labor Day Arts Festival for community booth participants. Two other opportunities for Labor Day Arts Festival is art activities area. So this is an area that we have set up for families to create hands-on art activities at the event. And it really engages the attendees in the art making process. In 2021, we modified the event to offer kits for the participants to be more COVID friendly. We're continuing with that this year. It was really successful last year and a very comfortable experience for the attendees. So we're asking businesses to provide these art kits for this art activities area. It's a great way to promote your business. You provide the kits. Inside the kit, we allow you to include any information about your business or organization, coupons, really anything you want to promote the event. You can include that with the kit. We ask that each business provide at least 300 kits. And at last year's event, we did go through most of those art kits at the event. So they were, distributed right to families, and that information gets right to their hands. So we'll have a application open on our Viewpoint site, our application site, and the deadline for that is June 30th. Applications typically open in May for that. And that's a really nice alternative to the next thing that I'm going to talk about, which is sponsorship. So sponsorship opportunities range from $500 to $600. So the arts activities area really is a great way for businesses to provide an item rather than providing direct funds to help sponsor the event. We also have sponsorship opportunities for all of our other events, including the Arts on Arlington and Music in the Parks as well. So there's different levels of sponsorship. The top two levels do provide booth space at our events. Here's my contact information on this slide if anybody's interested in sponsorship for the event, or as I mentioned before, interest in displaying artwork at Mallway inside the businesses. So there's my phone number and my email address. So for the artist applications for Labor Day Arts Festival, as I mentioned, we're looking for fine art and fine craft. So that really higher level of art for this exhibit. What makes the Labor Day Arts Festival special is that it's not a typical craft show. It's really a high-end arts festival. So that is juried, and we're really getting the best and the highest quality art at this festival. So artists apply through his application, as I mentioned before, and then artists working in more than one category of work, so they may apply under the same name with a maximum of 3 mediums. So for example, if an artist does ceramics, but they also do paintings, they can actually apply in 2 different categories. And then if they get invited into one over the other, then they can exhibit in that category. If they get invited in both categories, they can decide which category they would like to exhibit for the Labor Day Arts Festival. If artists are working in the same studio, so if they're collaborative artists working together to create artwork, they can apply to exhibit in one booth space. Outside of that, we ask that artists apply as an individual. The festival jury is conducted by a panel of 4 experienced arts and industry professionals, as well as 1 cultural arts commissioner. So we reach out and select those jurors, the four jurors, and we ask for a cultural arts commissioner to volunteer to participate in that jury process. And that jury does rotate every year, so we select new jury members to participate, and those jury members are posted on our website, so uppearlingtonh.gov/LDAF. We currently have our jurors for this year's event posted on our website, so you can read more information about them, get to know the jurors on our website. So a little bit more about the jury process. So a jury process is important because it helps prevent bias when the jurors are reviewing the artwork. So as artists are reviewing the artwork, they're truly judging the work on the quality of work and the images that are provided and the booth space image that the artist provides. So the jurors don't know anything about the artist. They don't know their name. They don't know any identifying factors about them. So that's why we call it a blind jury process. So the artists are quote unquote blind as they review the applications. So they really are just looking at the quality of the work and rating that artwork on a scale of 1 to 7, with 7 being the best and 1 being probably not appropriate for our show. So yeah, as I said, the 3 high quality images of the work and then 1 booth image. I'm going to show you some examples as we move on to the next slides. And then the accepted artists will be the top highest scores. We average the scores from all the jurors, and then we take the averages, we see what's in the middle, and then we take the top and the highest scores to get around 120 artists for our event. Some of the rules and regulations for Labor Day Arts Festival. So similar to the Arts on Arlington, artwork must be original, hand-produced work of the artist. And then the images that are submitted must represent that artist's artwork. So we really want to make sure that those images that are selected for the application represent the quality of the work that the artist has. Again, no kit work, no manufactured items, no molded ceramics unless the molds are created by the artist, no dried flower arrangements, no live plant materials or trees, commercial photography, buy-sell items, prepared foods, or work produced by anyone other than the applying artist. And then each artist must be present at the event. This is as Arts in Arlington, this is a strong requirement for this event. Again, what makes the Labor Day Arts Festival special is that attendees can come and have that face-to-face interaction with the artist that's creating this work that they're considering purchasing for their collection. And we do not take a percentage of the artist's profits, so the artist handles all the sales and the taxes. And again, must have a transient vendor license to exhibit and sell at this festival. So here's an example. This was an applicant this year that's been accepted into Labor Day Arts Festival. So this just gives you a good idea of really the quality of work and the quality of images that we're looking for the Labor Day Arts Festival. With the applications for Labor Day Arts Festival, 3 images of work and then 1 image of the booth space. We also ask for a short description of each image, and then we ask for an artist statement. So this artist, Samuel Hitchman, did an incredible job with his application. You can see he has professional photographs of his work, and then his booth space is clean and neat and very appealing. If you're walking by that booth, you really want to walk into that booth and engage with that artist and see all of his amazing work. So this is really what jurors are looking for. This is the quality of what jurors are looking for when they're reviewing the applications. We are looking in the future to potentially bring back the Emerging Artist Program, where artists can really have the freedom to gain that experience to where they can get to this level of going through the blind jury process. So that's something that we're looking into, having to help accommodate those artists that haven't had the experience yet to exhibit and haven't gone through the process of having professional photos taken of their work and having the opportunity to set up a booth space and capture an image of it. So we unfortunately won't have that for this year's event in 2022. However, we are looking to explore that option for the future. So you can see here with the statements under the art image, it's very concise, it's to the point, it just explains what's in the image. And then the artist statement, again, is very concise. It's very much to the point. It talks about the process. It talks about, with ceramics of using a gas kiln, different, using different homemade slips and glazes the artist does, and then using sprays to spray it on his ceramics. So it just tells you a little bit more about the process, which gives the jurors a little bit more insight into the artist process and the product. This is an example of a jewelry application. So Janeth Hemmerling, she was actually an award winner back in 2019. Really interesting and creative work that she exhibits. So again, concise descriptions of the work, and then a really clean, concise, nice booth image shot, and then a nice artist statement there as well. Just a reminder that jurors don't see the artist's name. I just wanted to include that in these slides just to give these wonderful artists credit for their really great applications. This is a painting example. So again, the photographs of the work, you don't see the frame, you don't see shadows. You really get to see the details of the images of the paintings. And then as you can see, Derek's booth space is very professional, very clean, sleek, enticing for attendees to come in and view his artwork. And again, in his artist statement, he's explaining his process. So acrylic palette knife paintings on canvas. So you're learning, oh wow, he doesn't use a brush, he uses a palette knife to paint. And then he also gives a little bit more information on how he does frame his work. So the jurors kind of have that perspective as well. This is an example of a wood application. So Scott Gordon. So you can see a little bit of that 3-dimensional work of capturing that. So he has professional photos, and it really gives a nice overview of his body of work of all the things that that he does. So he has the bowls there, but then he also has the candle holders. So it really gives you an idea of what this artist is capable of creating, so the jurors can have a nice perspective on of this artist. And then again, his booth space is very clean, welcoming, neat. It's not cluttered. And he also did not include any logos, any signage, any images of himself in his booth image. So really the jurors know, don't have any clues to who the artist is exhibiting. All right, so that wraps up the Upper Arlington Labor Day Arts Festival. So next we're going to move into opportunities for exhibiting in our galleries. So we have 2 galleries here in Upper Arlington, which I'll talk about on the next slide. So our purpose statement for all the galleries within Upper Arlington is to serve to highlight the city's ongoing commitment to the arts through evolving and diverse exhibits that are educational, engaging, and accessible for all residents and visitors. Again, this purpose statement was put together with both staff and our Cultural Arts Commission. So this shows a map of the Municipal Services Center, which is at 3600 Tremont Road. As I mentioned, we have 2 gallery spaces. So the main gallery space is the Concourse Gallery, which is here in the center of the facility. Here's the entrance to the left here. So as visitors to the building park off of Tremont Road in the parking lot, they come through the entrance and they immediately walk into what we call the Concourse Gallery. And there's plenty of wall space on this gallery. It's a very, very large gallery. We also have our Arlington Hall Gallery, which I'll go into the details of. This is a smaller gallery that's located in the hall next to the Parks and Recreation office. And I'll go into a breakdown of the 2 different galleries and what they the criteria for each. So for the Concourse Gallery, we encourage both professional and emerging artists to apply. Applications are reviewed and scored by a panel, and the highest scoring applicants are selected to exhibit for a Concourse Gallery. This gallery space is for work that is challenging, thought-provoking, and dynamic. And then we also provide some art programming in our Concourse Gallery, such as artist talks, hands-on art activities, and a variety of other events and activities that we're hoping to provide more of in that gallery space. So it's a resource for the community. It raises awareness, accessibility, and advancement for the arts. So our Concourse Gallery is really similar to Labor Day Arts Festival. We're really looking for that high caliber artwork to be exhibited in that space. So the goals of our Concourse Gallery provide an opportunity for emerging and established artists to exhibit their work in a community-focused space through a formal jury process. So this is a space that's juried, or applicants that are juried. So we have a panel that comes together, reviews the applications, and selects artwork to exhibit in this space. One thing that's special about our Concourse Gallery is that it is community focused. It's not your traditional gallery where you're stepping into the gallery knowing that you're there to experience art. The really awesome and neat thing about the Concourse Gallery is that it is in a public space and in a building where there's lots of other things going on. So the really great thing is that the community might be in this building for something else, for a class, to pay a bill, to visit the police, to come to the Parks and Recreation office, here for a community meeting, here for city council. And as they're here for those other things, they get to be immersed in artwork right as they enter the building. So that really is a unique quality about our space. And we really want to broaden the community's exposure to different type of artists, and culture. We want to make sure that we're providing an inclusive, accessible, and educational space where visitors feel comfortable and welcomed. And then we do want to increase the exposure for established artists by displaying artwork for at least 2 months. So for established artists shows, we have those up for about 2 months. We also do display emerging artists, so our student artwork, which is typically on display in February, March, and April. So for the student artwork, we exhibit that for 1 month for each age category. So we have elementary age, middle school age, and then high school age that gets to exhibit in that show. Our other goals are to increase attendance to exhibits by promoting through social media, e-newsletter, and publications. And then we provide a comprehensive gallery guide for each exhibit that educates and inspires the attendees. So that gallery guide is going to have all the information on the artists and maybe additional information on the artwork if the artist would like to share that with the attendees. And then we have a goals to create fun experiences to engage with art, to draw people in that wouldn't normally explore a gallery or a museum. So the application for the Concourse Gallery, again, is through our Viewpoint system. So same application system for food vendors, for community booths, for artists, for Arts on Arlington. It's all kind of in the same location there. Applications are open to individual artists, and we also strongly encourage collaborative shows as well. So whether that be an organization, for example, the image on the back of this slide was Creative Women of Color, did an exhibit a couple of years ago. So that's a collaborative that already exists, and they applied as Creative Women of Color. And so there were many, many artists that exhibited in that show where each artist would contribute 1 or 2 pieces. So we just ask that those groups or collaborative artists would submit 1 application to be reviewed. In the application, we do ask for an example of the show title and then a description of the show. So that's something that could potentially change, but we're asking for that creativity to be expressed in the application of really what is the artist or the arts organization or group trying to express through their exhibit. And then the artwork must be suitable for public viewing since it is in a government building with people of all ages that pass through our gallery. And then the selection panel for these to select the exhibits are comprised of practicing visual artists, administrators, and art patrons. And then our culture arts commissioners participate in that selection process as well. And then the next selection process we're going to have will be, we're aiming for early summer to review the applications that have been submitted. And we'll do some promotions before that deadline to schedule exhibits for 2023 and possibly 2024 as well. Right, so the Arlington Hall Gallery, as you can see in the background image, this is a picture of the Arlington Hall Gallery. So this is that hallway space next to the Parks and Recreation office. It's located right off of the Concourse Gallery. So as you look down that hallway, that wall there straight ahead is actually part of the Concourse Gallery, where you see the abstract paintings on the walls. That's the Arlington Gallery. So this gallery space, we decided that we really needed a space to highlight Upper Arlington artists. So artists that are living and working in Upper Arlington that might not have enough work to exhibit in the Concourse Gallery or might still be emerging and would just kind of like an opportunity to exhibit without going through a jury process. So the goals, like I said, provide opportunities for UA artists to exhibit their work in smaller and non-juried settings. And we also want to create that exposure for artists that are living and working in Upper Arlington. We have so many fabulous artists that are living and working here, and we want to have the space to be able to highlight and show their work. Our goal as we exhibit artists in this Arlington gallery is to promote them and their show on our website, social media, e-newsletters, and really share more information about those artists and highlight those UA residents through those avenues. And we typically rotate this artwork every 1 to 2 months. Applications, again, are found on the Viewpoint to apply. And then applications are open to individual artists or collaborative shows. So it could be a group of artists that want to exhibit. Maybe they just want to exhibit one piece, but they have a group of 5 friends that want to exhibit together. There's certainly flexibility with that. Similar to the Concourse gallery, we need to make sure the artwork is suitable for public viewing in a government building. And then as long as these artists meet the criteria for this gallery, they're accepted to display their work. Like I said before, there's not a jury process. So we're happy to display their work as long as they're residents of Upper Arlington and meet those other criteria. And then applications for this are always open and will be reviewed regularly. At this point, this application is not up on our Viewpoint yet. We're in the process of kind of revamping that. It used to be the same application as the Concourse gallery, but we realized that it needs to be a separate application. So here in the next few weeks, we'll be getting that up on the website and opening that up to residents that would like to apply. So a little overview of Viewpoint to help with the process of applying. The link is included on this slide. So this is what the page looks like, this top left image here, when you go to this link. So as you can see, this is where Upper Arlington holds all of their permits, registrations, everything is used through the same system. So where you're going to find applications for UA arts events or exhibits are going to be under if you scroll down here, there's a section that says events and fundraisers and then miscellaneous. So music in the parks, Arts on Arlington, Labor Day Arts Festival is going to be located here. The only thing that you're not going to find here is the application to apply for the Labor Day Arts Festival. If an artist is invited to the Labor Day Arts Festival, they're asked to complete an artist entry form. The artist entry form is only for those artists that have been invited to Labor Day Arts Festival. Now, the artist entry form is located here. Under the miscellaneous section, you'll find the Concourse Gallery and what will be the Arlington Gallery applications under there. And then once you click on either of these, if you click on events and fundraisers, you're going to see this on the bottom left there, a list of all of the permits, applications under events and fundraisers. So like I said, you're going to find that artist entry form if you're an invited artist to Labor Day Arts Festival, art vendor application for Arts in Arlington, food refreshment vendor application. When performing arts applications are open, that will be listed under there as well. And then here to the right bottom is the Concourse Gallery exhibitor application if you were to click on miscellaneous. So all you would do is just hit the select button to select the application that you would like to submit. Before you do that, you do want to create an account with Viewpoint. So in order to process any application on Viewpoint, you do have to create an account. So back to the home page here on the top left, there's a sign in button at the top right that you'll click. And then if you already have a login, so if you have submitted any permits with the city or applied to any of our events before, you already have an existing login. So you actually want to click that login using Secure Portal. There's options there to reset your password if you need to. If you do not have a login already for Viewpoint, you'll want to create a new one. So on the bottom left here, it will say, if you click on sign up, it will say, welcome to City of Upper Arlington, sign up. You simply enter your email address and enter a password and click sign up. And then that will take you directly back to this main screen where you'll select the category that you want to apply for. When you're logged in, you'll see it'll say you or your name here in the top right. That means you're logged in. And then if you want to see existing applications or any payments due, click on my account in the top right of the screen, and that will take you to your account where if there's any actions that are required or any draft of applications, you can view those there. All right, so to complete an application, as I said, your first step is going to select the application. So we're going to click on hit select for art vendor application. That's going to take you to the next screen where it's going to give you a description of all the criteria for the event. So just please make sure that you review that. And then you'll click on the apply online button. Then you'll complete your contact information. This is very important for communication, so make sure that you complete that. And then when you hit next, that will take you to the questions from the application. Any question that has a little asterisk next to it notes that an answer is required. And then step 3 is payment if applicable. So for example, the Arts on Arlington, for artists to apply, there is payment that is due. So once you complete the application, you'll select confirm and submit. So review your application, make sure everything looks correct, hit submit, and then that will take you to the payment screen. So it will have your total amount due. You can pay with a credit card, you can pay with your bank account, or you can pay with a check or cash if you'd like. Cash would have to be in person, so you'd have to visit us here in the Parks and Recreation office to pay with cash. Check, you can bring that to us in the Parks and Recreation office, or you can mail that to 3600 Tremont Road. The check should be made out to City of Upper Arlington, and just make sure that on the envelope you put attention Jody Osborne so that it gets to me, so I can get that processed for you. There are some applications that require approval before payment is processed. So for example, for the food vendor applications, we have to review those to make sure that we assign that food vendor to the correct event before we process that payment. So at that point, it will say something similar to thank you for your application. Your application is being reviewed. Most likely I would make contact with that vendor, select the events that we want to use them for, and then process on to the next step. That vendor will receive an email that says payment is due. They simply click on that link in their email address or log back into their account, click on my account, and under that action required, it will show that a balance is due. So they can just click there and submit that payment. All right, so that's all the questions that I have. If anybody has any questions, they can feel free to reach out to me. My phone number, 614-583-5312, or my email address, josborne@uaoh.net. Thanks so much.